Today I'm watching the story of WrestleMania. I'm going back to watching a lot of documentaries that I missed out on when it comes to the wrestling business. Because no joke, this whole COVID-19 is crippling the wrestling business. And watching empty arena matches is just not the wave, man. I can't get into it. So, in the meantime, to get my wrestling fix, I've been watching a lot of shoots and a lot of documentaries based off the business. And they had a portion of that where they were talking about why Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair couldn't happen. The reason why it didn't happen, I can tell you why. If you look at the matchups, everybody was everybody wanted to see this match. There's no doubt about that. That was the biggest super matchup of the 80s with Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. Here was the problem. This was the main problem. Who was going to go over? Who was going to take the L? Flair and Hogan having the egos that they had. Nobody wanted to take that L. And the WWE would say, well, the matches wasn't really up to par. They really weren't. Because you look at the Madison Square Garden match that they had. It didn't match up to par because Flair was basically Hogan's whipping boy for 15 minutes. Flair rarely got any offense. And if that was the way they was going to book that, it was going to make Flair look like a chump. So that's probably what Flair, he used his creative control in a way. He used a little bit of that stroke. He had to have a little bit of it, pulse. He had to have a little bit of it to be able to win the Royal Rumble in 92, which is the greatest Royal Rumble ever because of the star power. And considering that he was a top dog in WCW, he had to have some pull. So with that, it ruined WrestleMania 8. Even though WrestleMania 8 was solid, it could have been a lot better. You could have had Hogan, Flair. You could have had Jannetty versus Shawn. You could have had Savage versus Snake, which was three big feuds that was going on in 91. It could have finished in 92. Then you could have had Hogan and Flair. Those four big mega money matches. Oh, and you had Brett and Piper. That alone would have made this the greatest WrestleMania ever. Then you had the Ultimate Warrior returning. You could have Ultimate Warrior and Papa Shango. Or the Ultimate Warrior and Sid Justice. Something like that. Or the Ultimate Warrior, The Undertaker versus Sid Justice and Papa Shango. You could have done many of that. But egos ruin business. So that's my opinion on why it didn't happen to the WWF. And ironically enough, WCW got it right. WCW booked it right. And that ended up being the match that made WCW some major profit. So, let me know what you guys think. This King Eric signing out. Holla at your boy.